Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Admiral Tidd, since we've been talking here this morning, 4 people in this country have died of overdoses, just in the last hour. As many people have died in the last month as were killed on September 11th, including 1 a day in my state of Maine. I can't believe we're having the same conversation today that I remember having with General Kelly 2 or 3 years ago and getting this figure of 8% of ISR resources and 25% of known drug shipments interdicted, 75% get through. I think you've identified the problem. If we give you a mission, you will deal with it. The problem is nobody has this mission. And I hope you will go back and talk to this interagency group and talk to the White House. It is inexcusable to be sitting here 3 or 4 years later and still only being able to interdict 25% of the drug shipments that we know about. And we would know about more if we had adequate ISR. This is simply a question of allocation of resources. And this is the most serious public health problem this country faces. 4 people have died in the last hour. And we're still talking about, and you're giving me the same figures that General Kelly gave 3 or 4 years ago. Can you commit to me that you will move this to the highest level of priority and kick some behinds and take some names in this interagency cooperation? Please don't come back here again next year with the same testimony.
Senator, I can commit to you that not only will I, but I have continued to communicate the challenge that we face. I will observe the services, the biggest challenge they have to be able to provide additional resources, which they recognize very clearly are required, are challenged by the inability to have budget predictability to be able to produce more forces to make them available. This is a team sport. This is a team effort. We have to work together as constructively and collaboratively as possible. Well, my commitment to you is that I will do everything within my power to do my part.
Hopefully, we've just passed a 2-year budget authorization. We will, hopefully, again, we'll have the final numbers within the next 2 or 3 weeks, and then we will be able to move forward. But please make this the highest priority. And I'm not attacking you. I'm attacking the failure of our structure to adequately get at a problem when we have it right in front of us. It would be one thing if we didn't know, but when we have it right in front of us. General Robinson, let's move north. First question, we all know that there's a Russian buildup along the northern border, along the Arctic Ocean. What's their purpose? What can you discern? What is their strategic reason for doing this? Is it defensive, offensive? Are they looking to get closer to be able to attack us, or are they simply protecting their shore?
So, sir, I would say, I think what you just said at the last is great, protecting their shore. You know, as you and I chatted about the other day, the opportunity for them to move their infrastructure around to their different bases is incredibly important, just like I do. You know, I move capability from Anchorage to Eielson, from Eielson to Inuvik, from Inuvik to Thule. And so we move things around. But it's to make sure that they can put things in the places they want to at the time and place of their choosing.
And I think you made an important point earlier that there are 2 elements of national strategy. One is capability, the other is intent.
Yes, sir.
And the problem is right now they may have a benign intent or a lack of malicious intent, I'd put it that way.
Yes, sir.
But they're building up the capability, which requires that we have to be alert. Are there assets you need in the north that you don't have? For example, an icebreaker?
So, sir, you know, I'll defer to my colleagues in the Coast Guard, but what I will tell you for the icebreakers, but what I will tell you is that I very much get ISR capability in Global Hawk and other things that I share with UCOM and PACOM to understand what's happening in the region. But I will tell you that I'm very good at advocating for needing other capabilities, such as an example, if you want icebreakers. I talk with my Coast Guard brothers often about this. because I think about it in the summer when Crystal Serenity, goes through.
We're going to see more of that.
Yes, sir.
Final short question. If you had to choose, if you could only have one priority in order to improve our missile defense system, what would it be?
So I want to thank the Congress for the capacity that we just got, but we have got to keep our eye on discriminating radars.
That's what I thought you would answer,
Yes,
and I think that's got to be a very high priority.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you
Yes, sir.
both.